Welcome to Groove of the Day, hosted by Cody Johnson, the lead ambassador for the drum set in Abilene, Texas, CEO and founder of DrumShack Abilene, co-hosted by
Tara. Just Tara.
And today, we're going to be breaking down a 21 Pilots song off of their new album, Clancy. This song is called Midwest Indigo. And if you can, I know you can hear it. If you can hear it. Are your ears working? As you can hear, it's a really upbeat, fun song to play, and we're going to break it down. What is Groove of the Day? What are we doing here, Tara?
We are... I can't concentrate.
You're like, I don't know.
It's so loud.
Is it still really loud for you?
Groove of the Day. What are we doing here?
Groove of the Day, the entire point of Groove of the Day is we're taking grooves that are relevant and practical and we're breaking them down. I think there's a lot of pump, a lot of hype on the internet about like the coolest fill, and it really draws us away from what the drums are really about. And we're here to bring it back to what it's really about. We're going to bring it home. And we've got a really cool track. Why did you pick Midwest Indigo for this breakdown today?
Okay, because I picked this one because it's actually super interesting in its sort of lack of interest.
Tell us more. You really set the scene there. Yeah. Talk about hot and cold.
Well, the drum beat is pretty much the same throughout. There's not a lot of fills, if any. He uses rest for the transitions and drops out. Fun
facts, shameless self plug here. Just released a video, beginner drum fills, and we talk all about the anatomy of the drum fill, right? Before anything, I want you to understand what a drum fill is and how it sort of works. And one of the things that becomes apparent is if we have a really upbeat, busy song like we're listening to, sometimes silence is your best tool to go for. And this is a great example of that.
And I watched that video and then chose this song to tie it all together. Not really, but I do remember that video. I was going to say,
that's not how that actually works.
But I do remember that video. And yeah, he does use rest to kind of bring the song back up. And it's a really cool groove.
And on the note of the same groove, it's actually... So for those who don't know, I'm the drum nerd. I'm going to play the drums, but she's the layman. I've trained her well. She has a very good ear for the drum set, but she doesn't know the technicalities. She picks up on the vibe and how they feel. And what's interesting is it's the same vibe, but he actually has very unique phrasing throughout the entire song. And there's different phrases that he's pulling up, but it has the same foundation underneath the entire thing. And that's what makes it so, what might seem kind of boring. It's also in your face, like flagrantly in your face. Before we had got started, you had mentioned something about how it surprises you. The drums surprise you.
Yes.
And that's actually, I admire your capacity to, because once you know the song, like gags up, you know what's coming.
Yeah.
But that is exactly, that's something I have to pay attention to as a drummer, is I have to pay attention to how is this going to strike an audience, somebody who hasn't heard this 30 times already. And that ties in with the first thing that I kind of want to jump into is how the song has this like you would almost expect, like here's the tempo. Right? You'd almost expect actually if you're 21 Pilots. But it's not. It's total double time, like in your face. Like total punk rock roots.
Very, very much.
In this song.
That was one of the things that really stood out to me is it's got this kind of punk rock vibe, but the intro is this kind of synth electro sort of thing, and there's not a lot going on. Yeah, just the vocals.
Total hybrid between like punk rock, like roots punk rock. Like I think Blink 182 and some of this stuff, but this like synthy like I don't want to say silly stuff, but it definitely gives it a more whimsical vibe.
Yeah, but the intros. How long would you say the intro is? 10 seconds?
I couldn't say, but there's a duration of time for sure.
But enough that you're like, okay, there's this synth vibe, vocals come in, and then the drums, he just jumps right in.
Yeah.
There's no build up. There's no sort of like getting you ready for it. He's just there in your face, and that groove is consistent.
Yes. All right, let's go over gear and just the facts here, okay? We got 21 Pilots. This is their 2024 release.
Yes.
Clancy. This is, I can't remember which track it is. It's like the 6th one or something down there.
I want to say, 5 or 6.
But 2025 album, Clancy by 21 Pilots. Josh Dunn on the drums, the duo. Josh Dunn, 90% sure he is rocking Zildjian K's, dark cymbals. Now, listening to this song, I actually, to demo what we got going, I actually put 2 crashes up. He does not touch a ride cymbal. I'm pretty sure to get the same cymbal sound, though, you're going to need a bunch of holes in your cymbals. He sounds like he's got one of those holy cymbals in there. I don't have
holy,
one.
Blessed.
Holy.
A sanctified cymbal.
Yeah, he's got a very sanctified cymbal on the stand here. And I don't have a sanctified cymbal. I just have normal cymbals.
They're not blessed.
They're not blessed. Okay, let's get into it. So we're running at 116 BPM. I want to point, this is very important too, because 116 is running about here. Go ahead, you can ask now.
Is that fast?
116, I mean, it's kind of a moderate tempo. But now this is the quarter note. I promise this is the quarter note. And you might be thinking, no, the quarter, boom, ga, ga, boo, ga, ba, boo, ga.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. If you're listening, the drummer is going to think, da, 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 da. But I promise, if you listen to the vocals, mute the drum track. As a drummer, you got to ignore what the drums are doing. You got to listen to the vocals. When I covered Till You Can't, I ran into this exact same issue. And I ran into this with my band. And they were experiencing the song fundamentally different. I was counting in double time. Da, 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 da. But if you listen to the melody and the vocals, this is the quarter note. So, and if you actually, like, I'm gonna overdub the audio, but when you listen to the vocals, it beckons a groove kind of like this. 4. But we're playing in double time. So that's why I specifically put the quarter note at 116. I know Josh is playing double time, and you might think it's 232, but it's actually not. And I would encourage you to experience that backbeat as the upbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's going to help you gel with the vibe of the song much, much better.
Time for you to play it.
I think it is time for me to play it. Okay, here we go. I'm a little nervous. I practiced this a little bit. It's pretty spicy. So here we go. That'll work.
That was very cool.
That'll do.
Very cool.
Thank you. All right. So some things I want to break down here. And so what you basically have is you have phrases of about 4-bar phrasing, and we're going to have something kind of like this. We're going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. And you have that kick on 4E, right? And that's kind of a foundation that he's sort of laying on. He's leaving a lot of space in the middle. And with that space, he's going to break and he's going to go into something like this. Here's like kind of the alternate groove that the busy version would be something like this. He's not playing that. He's just playing. See how he only jumps to that groove on the last measure. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the transition that sort of like punctuates everything he had played.
Yeah.
Now, so that's kind of the first half of what we would call, I would consider the chorus. That's another really peculiar part of the song is he's like normal songs go verse, verse, chorus, break, verse, verse, chorus. This one's bass backwards. And it's actually chorus, chorus, verse, interlude, chorus, chorus, verse, break. And so there's kind of two parts. At least I'm basically talking about the first chorus, by the way. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But the first one he's got on the hi-hats, and the second one he's going to go to the tom. Now on the tom groove, it's going to change a little bit. Actually quite a bit. But we go from to something more like this. Right? That's the foundational groove to what we're playing here. And then what we're going to do is on the last measure, to sort of punctuate it, we're going to add the double on the snare. And I'm 90% sure he's actually playing a double out of that. So it's going to go something like this. Sorry. Something like that. And that's kind of the groove. It's going to do that, and then it's going to do that fill straight into a big crash, and then mute, like that, and that's going to carry you into this little kind of pensive feeling interlude.
I like that, pensive.
All right, I'm going to do it one more time, and we'll close it out. Here we go. Let's see if I can play it better the second time.
Did you pull up yet? Not yet.